Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am putting together 10 of my all-time favorite high-end DIYs that I know you're gonna love. These were so fun to put together, and it's always a lot of fun going back and watching DIYs that I've made, and I just love these ones so much, so I put them all together in one place. If you're not ready for fall content just yet, hopefully you can find some inspiration in these videos so you can still be creating. But if you are ready for fall content, make sure you are subscribed because I'm gonna have a lot of fall decor ideas coming your way very soon that I'm super excited about. So don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, make sure you are subscribed, and let's go ahead and jump on into these 10 gorgeous farmhouse DIYs. For this first DIY, I wanted to make a little scroll sign. These are super popular, like the wooden fake scrolls that have the little wood bars at the top and the bottom. I made this back before Easter, so I am using some Dollar Tree Easter items, but these you can easily substitute with any of Dollar Tree items. I'm using a rectangular sign, and then I wanted to cover all of this ugly glitter with some of this brown craft paper just to give it more of a high-end look in the back. If anyone was ever to turn this around, I wouldn't be embarrassed by what was on the back. So I go ahead and hot glue that down so that I can work on the back of this sign. Now that I have prepped the board and filled the little nail holes, I'm going to work on these little yard stakes. Like I said, these were Easter ones, but a Dollar Tree will definitely be putting some out for fall and even Christmas time. I'm going to mark these down. Also, for a substitution, if you wanted to, you could use paint sticks from Walmart, or Walmart also sells yard stakes, so you can put like a garage sale sign, and those work perfect for this. But I went ahead and cut 2 or 4 of them down, 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom, all the same size, and just left a little bit of overhang on the edges. And then to prep this sign or paint this sign, I'm going to use the steel color, and then while it is still wet, I'm going to give it this streak effect by adding in this darker elephant color and just really go and blend these all together in the same direction. I think it gives it a beautiful finish. And go ahead and paint these little boards with the truffle brown paint. I also give these more of like a faux wood look by adding in a little bit of a lighter color and dry brushing over these with some of the mineral color. I wanted this to have a different look rather than just applying the stickers onto my sign. I want this to be a higher end looking piece rather than looking like I used stickers. So I'm using some of these poster stickers from Dollar Tree. I wrote out the word blessed. I like to put my stickers down on a piece of wax paper and then pick them up with painter's tape so that I can lay them all nice and neat down in a row. I am writing bless our home or bless this home. So I go ahead and just lay them out how I like them, and I'm going to paint over them with white paint. And once I remove them, you'll be able to see this gorgeous gray finish in the background. I glue my boards in place at the top and the bottom, and then I wanted to add some type of wreath to the top of this sign so you can tell that I've added or left extra space for this wreath to go. To get a perfect circle, I'm using this painter's tape just to trace a circle, and then I'm going to remove all of these little pieces off of a floral pick. I picked these boxwood floral picks up from Walmart and just gonna hot glue them down in a circle going the same direction, and go ahead and make a couple of layers of these to make a full wreath. And then I'm popping off this little wooden house off of a Dollar Tree wood piece. I go ahead and paint that little heart with gray just to kind of go with the monotone of this sign and fill all of that in and let it dry. I hot glue everything down in place, and then I'm going to add in a rope hanger. This is what this sign looks like all put together. I think it is a gorgeous piece and definitely looks like something you would buy from a home decor store. I love to make circle signs whenever I can get my hands on them from Dollar Tree because you don't find them all the time. So I'm using this Summer Relax sign from Dollar Tree. I love to remove my labels by adding a little bit of heat from my heat gun on there. I'm going to give this a base coat of the white paint. I go ahead and remove the little hanger just to make sure that I get to paint it very nice, and I'll add a little hanger later on. But go ahead and get this painted, and then I'm going to add some faux shiplap boards using a marker, a Sharpie marker, and my ruler. I do like to add extra detail to my projects by adding a little bit of dry brushing gray in there and then sanding down the black lines. I just think it looks weathered and a really nice piece. I love to pick up these lamb's ear picks from Walmart. They are $2 for 2 stems and they are gorgeous quality and perfect on farmhouse decor. I go ahead and cut off the stems and add those to the top, and now I'm just making a bow. I'm going to just loop around this ribbon 3 times, so this is a really full bow, and then add a little tail at the bottom. A ton of my sweet subscribers sent me the spring signs from Dollar Tree. I'm crossing my fingers hoping that Dollar Tree puts out some fall words again like they did last year. We all had so much fun using those and everyone got so creative, and it just makes adding words and phrases onto your sign so much easier, and I just love that they do that now. So I really hope they bring these out, but I am using up these Easter words. I still have some left over and I am still using them to this day, so I'm super excited that I still have them. And this is how fast you can transition one of those little summer circle signs into another gorgeous piece of farmhouse home decor. Every time I walk into a store, the first thing that catches my eye is the high-end planters, and I wanted to find a way to create some gorgeous high-end planters, so I found this little sign at Dollar Tree. This is all I could find at the time, but definitely use one of the plastic trays that they have out now. That would be perfect, and you would get to use all 3 of these little tubs, but as for now, all I had was this little sign, so I am just using 2 of the planters. I go ahead and cut the little tops off of these little plastic square tubs, and I can take a razor knife and kind of shave down the edges where it didn't cut perfectly, and then I take these outside and spray them with some silver spray paint. And while that's drying, I do want this to not blend in, so I'm not going with a gray but more of a warm color. So I'm going to paint the bottom, this little sign that I've turned into a tray, with the truffle brown color. I love sanding down all of my projects. It makes them look weathered and higher end. All of the farmhouse decor right now all has this vintage look to it, and I think it is gorgeous. I bring in my planters, I give them plenty of time to dry, and then I'm going to wrap the tops with a few little strands of jute twine. I hot glue that down, and then Dollar Tree has these gorgeous little clips, these little chalkboard clips that I'm going to be clipping on the front and filling them with greenery, and I just think this gives it such a nice high-end look. You definitely could add little numbers or words on these little chalkboard clips, but I think this is gorgeous just how it is and looks like a beautiful high-end piece. Next up is going to be a set of 3 gorgeous laundry room signs. I thought these turned out so adorable and I just love them so much, so I had to share them again. I am using these from Valentine's Day, but Dollar Tree definitely puts out a pumpkin sign that is about the same size. I go ahead and just paint the edges with this mineral color paint, and I'm not worried about getting it perfect because I am going to go over this with a truffle color. I think it gives it more of like a faux wood look whenever you do mix all of these colors together, and I wanted these signs to be a little bit different, so I'm painting one of the back with the white chalk paint, and then I paint the other 2 with black in the background. I think it all coordinates so nice together. I picked up this laundry room decal from Dollar Tree recently, and I know they still have them. I've been seeing them in my store, so definitely check back. But at the bottom it had this little sort wash dry sign that I thought fit perfect in there, and I thought that little t-shirt on the hanger was adorable, and it actually inspired this next sign, or the last one I guess, with the little hanger on it. But I go ahead and paint these and then just decorate them with little different laundry room pieces. This is a hack I've been doing forever. Whenever you don't like the color of the sticker that you have, you can totally paint that or trace around it and just paint it on your sign directly. But this is just an easy way to add little words and decals really quickly, is just to add stickers in there. I did 5 cents per load. I thought it was really cute and vintage looking. And then, like I said, for the last one, I was inspired by that little t-shirt with a hanger. So out of just an old little chocolate cardboard wrapper, I cut out a t-shirt just for fun to see what it would look like, and I really liked how it looked, so I traced that on a piece of white cardboard and cut that out. I'm going to use a paint marker to do a little bit of stitching around the edges, and then I'm using a piece of wire to make a little hanger. I was so proud of how these turned out. I think they are gorgeous paired with some faux plants, but such a beautiful, cute little piece to add into your laundry room. One of my favorite things to create from Dollar Tree is to make wall art. I love these larger signs that they put out. These little wedding chalkboards are perfect for DIYing. I go ahead and remove the hanger, and then I wanted this to be a little bit different. I always do a lot of faux plankwood signs. I wanted this one to be different. I wanted it to be kind of like a little chalkboard in the center with like the faux wood on the edges. So I go ahead and measure it out to make sure it's all even. And then to get that faux wood look on the top and the bottom, I go ahead and start with the truffle color paint and then layer up the mineral color and sanding that down in between coats just to make sure it is going in the direction that I wanted it to, and it does look like I imagined. To get that chalkboard look, I'm just using the regular Waverly chalk paint in the ink color, and although this is chalk paint, it's not really good for writing on with chalk. It doesn't really wipe off or anything easily, so if you do want to actually write on this with chalkboard paint, I do recommend picking up a small bottle of the actual chalkboard paint. Here I am using these spring signs again. I told you guys I was going to be using these all year. I've definitely stuck to my word, but these little metal welcome signs are just so handy to have and just get to use them on all of my decor. I wanted this to really pop off of that black, so I'm painting this white, and these are pretty simple to paint. If you didn't want to mess with hand painting it, you could definitely spray paint this. And then I have just fallen in love with this black and white buffalo check ribbon. I picked this up. They have it at Hobby Lobby. I think this specific one came from Dollar General. They also have it at Dollar Tree now with their fall decor, so I'm super excited to get my hands on that. I wanted to add some greenery to the top. I think it looks so nice, so I go ahead and hot glue that down and put the bow on top. I was going to add a jute twine hanger at first, but then I remembered I had these beads on hand, so I go ahead and use these wooden natural beads, and I think it just instantly made it look so much better and higher end. I added a smaller bow onto the larger bow to really make it pop off, and I just think this piece is gorgeous and just definitely something that I would consider to be high end. The next thing I'm creating is this wreath stand. This was super popular on my channel. I loved it so much, and you guys did too, so it made me so happy. I'm using the real wood circle from Hobby Lobby. I picked these up in a pack of 2. I've been using these a ton, so if you see these at Hobby Lobby, go ahead and grab them. They are perfect to leave in your craft stash. I'm actually using a plunger handle. I didn't think that I had ever used a plunger handle in my videos before, so it was really fun to use. I went ahead and removed the bottom of it, the little rubber piece, and then I'm using some of these little binder rings. I wanted this plunger to really be sturdy and stand up because I am going to be hanging a wreath on it, so I go ahead and hot glue it to the wooden circle and then wrap that hot glue around the bottom and go ahead and cover that with some rope and then hot glue that down. And then before I do add my rope to the top, I do hot glue twine down on this little binder ring just to make sure it's going to be nice and sturdy, and just really pull it down and then cover that with rope as well. I painted the entire thing white and really caked it on the rope to make sure that all of the brown rope was covered. I let that dry, and then I dry brushed it in the gray. I love dry brushing everything. It covers all of your flaws. It can enhance your flaws, so you have to be careful, but most of the time it just covers everything and just makes it look all nice and blended in. I had picked up this wreath from Target Dollar Spot maybe a year or 2 ago, and it was just sad. It wasn't very full, so I'm taking some of my Hobby Lobby little floral picks and going to pull off some of the little pieces and add that in there, made it full, and added a gorgeous little checkered bow from a ribbon I got at Dollar Tree. But I think this is beautiful and definitely one of my favorite pieces that I have out in my living room right now. Next up is these little planters, these succulent planters. Like I said, I am obsessed with going into any store and seeing their high-end planters. So I wanted to make some gorgeous little succulent planters that was actually in like glass containers that looked more like they were in like the ceramic or popular concrete planters that we are seeing everywhere. So I'm going to use these little square Dollar Tree containers that's been at Dollar Tree for years and just never knew what to do with them, but I wanted them to look really nice and high-end. I am covering them in a couple coats of the white chalk paint. I do like to let my paint set for several hours. It just like cures to the glass and it does not scratch off very easy at all. And then using some painter's tape, I'm going to tape off the bottom so that I can make this look like it does have a little bit of concrete showing through the bottom. To get that concrete look, I am adding some steel color chalk paint and then going over that with the elephant color. I still get a ton of questions in every video why I like to use chalk paint. I am not sponsored by Waverly or anything. I honestly just love it so much. I just used acrylic for years and years and years and I love it. So if that's what you love, keep using it, but just try chalk paint. I would recommend anyone trying it. It just gives me a lot more coverage, it dries really quickly, and it's just easy to use. So I really like sanding down and distressing pieces, and it's also really great for that. So I just added my Dollar Tree rocks in and the succulent of my choice, and then for the second little planter, I wanted to do something different, so I give it a tiny little gray ring at the top, and then I just hand drew this little line around and gave it kind of little leaf looking thing. They kind of look like hearts at first, so I start staggering them out a little bit so they don't look as much of like hearts, but I still think that it turned out really cute and almost like a little feminine touch to it. But this is how these came together. I think they are so adorable and definitely look like pieces that would go with my gorgeous farmhouse decor. I have seen these chargers at Dollar Tree for years and years and years, and I've just let them set until I just knew I had to make one over. I thought it would be super fun. You could use these for a million different things. You could use them for trays or anything, but I wanted like a gorgeous little tray that I could set up on a shelf that would just be for display only, but would look really gorgeous and bring a new piece into my farmhouse kitchen. So I start by using the silver lining paint and paint the entire charger edge with that. I do leave the center open to paint black, but I do want that edge to look galvanized, so as you can tell, I did kind of dab on the darker gray and light color. I painted the center black, and then I actually used my Cricut to cut out the word grateful. I added that in there, and then I'm going to add a burlap bow to the top. I have just fell in love with the black and white buffalo check ribbon, and I wanted to add that. It just gives it so much more detail, and I just love it so much. So I added that on top of the burlap bow, and it just makes it pop out even more and brings out all of that black. And I tried to make it look like a real chalkboard by smudging a little bit of real chalk around, and then I took my paint and added a little bit of this stitching around the edges, and then added the little loop underneath grateful. But I think it turned out gorgeous and such a pretty plate that you could put on top of your cabinets or on a shelf, or just something really fun to display. Another really fun DIY to make for your laundry room that is also useful is using one of these plastic tote bags from Dollar Tree. I go ahead and remove the front hanger because I want the front to be lower. I want to be able to reach into this basket, and I'm going to put my lint. A lot of people ask if this was just a trash can that said lint, but honestly, I only put lint in there. I love to have this because my laundry room kind of sits in the middle of my house, and I don't have any room for an actual trash can in there. And if I did take the lint out of the dryer, I would have to pack it into the bathroom. So for me, it just makes sense. And you can hang this up on your wall, and lint is so light that it's not going to be too heavy or fall down or anything. I go ahead and make this look galvanized by dabbing on some darker gray and then using one of the circle wood pieces from Dollar Tree. These were like little wreath charms, I think it was called. I go ahead and just trace a circle on there. I write lint, and then I go over that to make sure it's really nice and bold. And I just freehanded this, but you definitely could use stickers or print something off. I added some greenery on there, and then just tied this onto the basket and added a couple extra of the little natural beads to add a little bit of extra detail. And this is what it looks like all put together. Not only is it a gorgeous piece, but it's also going to be very useful, and I just love to have these in my laundry room. Like I said, it just saves me some steps, and I think it looks gorgeous at the same time. I know all of these projects today, I am using a lot of neutrals because that's what I love, but definitely feel free to add in any color anywhere that you want to make this fit into your home. I'm using that adorable gather around the table decor piece from Dollar Tree, as well as just a random square sign. This worked perfect for this because I did want more of a square sign for this. I removed the 3D pieces and cut off the twine. I'm going to be Mod Podging some scrapbooking paper on here. Now I love this gray sheet. These came from Hobby Lobby, so if you like the gray more, you can go with that, but I just want to keep the theme up today and use some of this black and white buffalo check print, and I think this just matches that sign perfect. I go ahead and trace it and cut it down to size, and then remove the decor from that picture frame from Dollar Tree, and I'll go ahead and cut that down into a circle, and I'll be able to Mod Podge that on top as well. I have just put all of these DIYs together in one place to get to share these again, and like I said, just revisit them. I love them so much. If you want a more detailed tutorial, I have cut down all of these, so I definitely have longer videos on each of these projects. I will have them linked in the description box down below so that you can go check them out and enjoy them. They also have some more DIYs in each of the videos that I did not share in this video. After tying the little knots of the rope in the front, which I think it is adorable, I did have to drill my own holes. This is how this sign came together. I think it is a gorgeous piece, and as simple as it is still one of my favorites. Thank you all so much for coming along with me and going down memory lane. I love rewatching these videos, and I love putting them all in one place so that you can enjoy them. I hope you leave here feeling inspired today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Happy crafting. Bye!